Hello everyone, hope you're all doing fine. So today's topic is the differences and similarities between prokaryotic and eukaryotic transcription. I hope all you know about central dogma of life where the basic process is DNA changes into RNA, RNA changes into protein. So the process of DNA changing into RNA is transcription. So we are going to know about the similarities and differences between the prokaryotic and eukaryotic transcription. So the learning objectives, what is transcription, similarities and differences. So this is a slide which I got from EC biology class. It's a good slide. And what is transcription? A process by which genetic information present in DNA is copied to an intermediate molecule. Why the RNA called intermediate molecule? We know that DNA is changing into RNA, RNA is changing into protein, so that RNA is intermediate of this whole process. DNA does the replication, right? DNA is the genetic material. DNA does its replication, and the DNA changes to the RNA by the transcription. Then RNA changes to protein by translation. And the RNA is the intermediate molecule between this DNA and protein. And the genetic information is present in DNA. So the exact definition for the transcription, it is a process by which the genetic information present in the DNA is copied to an intermediate molecule RNA. And sequence of RNA is complementary to that of the gene. So the RNA retains the same information as the gene itself. Transcription is a universal process in the living world. It happens in prokaryotes and eukaryotes. That's why we are discussing about this similarities and differences between the prokaryotic and eukaryotic transcription. And overall process of the transcription is similar in both the groups, and there do exist some fundamental differences. So the similarities. In both groups, DNA acts as the template for RNA synthesis. In both groups, transcription produces RNA molecule. Chemical composition of a transcript is similar in both groups. Transcription is facilitated by the enzyme RNA polymerase in both groups, that DNA changes to RNA with the help of RNA polymerase. So when we discuss about the case of prokaryotic transcription, in prokaryotic transcription, the DNA changes to RNA with the help of one type of RNA polymerase. In the case of eukaryotic transcription, the DNA changes into RNA with the help of three kinds of polymerase. Polymerase 1 codes for rRNA in eukaryotes. Polymerase 2 codes for mRNA. Polymerase 3 codes for tRNA, 5' RNA, snRNA. Okay, so there is three kinds of polymerase which help the process of eukaryotic transcription, where there is only one polymerase present in prokaryotes to transcribe the DNA into RNA. Okay. Anyway, the transcription is facilitated by the enzyme RNA polymerase in both groups. In both groups, one strand of DNA duplex acts as the template. And then we are moving on to the difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic transcription. Difference between them. There is a lot of difference, as you can see. So the first difference, I said about three processes, right? Replication, transcription, then translation. Replication, where DNA replicates itself, and then DNA changes to RNA by transcription, then RNA changes to protein by translation. Okay, so the transcription and translation are continuous in prokaryotes. Okay, where it is a two different process in eukaryotes. And transcription and translation are continuous process and occur simultaneously in the cytoplasm in case of prokaryotes, where transcription occurs in nucleus, whereas translation occurs in the cytoplasm in case of eukaryotes. Okay. And the transcription initiation machinery is simple, since DNA is not associated with any histone protein. In case of prokaryotes, where in eukaryotes, transcription initiation machinery is very complex since the genetic material is associated with such proteins. The process of transcription itself, for making study very easy, we just divide this into three parts: initiation, elongation, termination. Even in the case of replication or transcription translation, we just divide this as it is easy to study when we divide this into three parts. So in case of eukaryotic transcription, initiation comes and then elongation. In elongation, the eukaryotic transcription happens with the help of elongation factors EF, and in that we are discussing about the it is confronted with the histone proteins. So that's what we are discussing here, that prokaryotes doesn't confront these histone proteins. So the transcription initiation machinery is really simple, and here it is really complex in case of eukaryotes. And the prokaryotes, only one type of RNA polymerase enzyme which synthesizes all types of RNA in the cell. I have mentioned it earlier. And there is 3 types of RNA polymerase in the cell. And then RNA polymerase with 5 subunit: 2 alpha, 1 beta subunit, 1 beta dash subunit, 1 omega subunit is there in case of prokaryotes. That is called, that association of this all these subunits is called Crab claw-like structure, and it is needed for the initiation of transcription in case of prokaryotes. When the RNA polymerase 1 with 14 subunits, RNA polymerase 2 with 10 to 12 subunits, RNA polymerase 2, it's not 2, it's 3 with 12 subunits, is needed for the initiation of transcription in eukaryotes. And then sigma factor is present. That here in the case of prokaryotes, all the subunits, 2 alpha subunit, 1 beta subunit, 1 beta dash, omega subunit, makes a structure which is really much similar to the crab claw-like, and it is needed for the initiation. I already say that. And for the initiation, it must be activated. This crab claw-like structure want to be activated. For that, sigma factor will be bind in case of prokaryotes. Okay, so sigma factor is present, which is essential for transcription of initiation. And then eukaryote, sigma factor is absent. It does not require for the transcription initiation. Initiation of transcription is facilitated by initiation factors in eukaryotes. And then the RNA polymerase can recognize and bind to the promoter region with the help of sigma factor. And RNA polymerase cannot recognize the promoter region directly unless the promoter is preoccupied by transcription initiation factor. And in the case of prokaryotes, promoter region always located upstream to the starter region, start site, because it's promoting that reaction. Okay, and promoter region usually located upstream to the start site, but rarely, as in case of RNA polymerase 3, promoter is located downstream to the start site. Then promoter region contain Pribnow box at -10 positions. Tata box and cat box are absent in the promoter region of prokaryotes, where in case of promoter region contains Tata box located on 35 to 25 upstream, cat box located in approximately 70 nucleotide upstream, and GC box located at approximately 110 nucleotide upstream. Pribnow box absent in the eukaryotes. And in case of termination, the termination happens in the prokaryotes by 2 mechanisms: Rho dependent and Rho independent. Rho is a kind of protein which having 6 subunit, which is hexameric donut shaped. It bind to a site. It always bind to the site which is called a RUT site, RUT site. That is Rho utilization site. That RUT site have 2 type of properties: that it must free from secondary structure, and it doesn't want to have any translating region. Okay, that is RUT site. To it will bind. Then it will do three activities to to initiate or to make it happen, to make the termination happen. So it pushes the pole. because polymerase is helping for the elongation again and again. So we want to eliminate the pole so as to terminate this process. So first this row will push the pole, then pull RNA from the pole, and it will bind and interact with the pole. It creates a conformation change in the pole, and due to this there is some affinity change between DNA and RNA pole. Okay, and it initiates the termination, or it make it happen. Then there is row independent termination in case of prokaryotes, which is done by intrinsic terminators. There is no row factor behind it. And here the termination of eukaryotes is still not completely known. It may be direct by the polyase signal or by the presence of termination sequence in the DNA. And usually there is no post-transcriptional modification of the primary transcript in the case of prokaryotes, where there is RNA editing in case of eukaryotes. And prokaryotes, RNA capping absent. We already said that there is no post-transcriptional modification. Some kinds of post-transcriptional modification that happens in eukaryotes is capping, 5' capping, 3' tailing, poly-A tailing, splicing. So this is 3 kinds of modification, post-transcriptional modification. So that is absent in the prokaryotes. So there will be no capping, no tailing, no splicing in the case of prokaryotes, where that will be present in the case of eukaryotes. That's what we are discussing below. And also introns will be absent in mRNA, where introns present in the primary transcript in the case of eukaryotes. And polycysronic genes, usually polycysronic. Polycysronic means one mRNA codes for more than one protein, and in case of monocysronic means one mRNA codes for one protein. Okay, and then SD sequence is always present in this prokaryotes. It is absent in the eukaryotes, right? So that is the 16th difference between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Hope you understood. Hope it helps. Thank you.